what types of infrastructure asset do you think will define the next generation of core, and what's still maybe being overlooked today?
Yeah. So I think that there's two things. So what will become core, and I think the obvious one, and that's been there for a while, is fiber. To date has been probably more on the kind of core plus and potentially even value add, just because there's been kind of quite a large build out. But I think once that build out stops across various geographies, I think that will become almost the fourth utility, alongside water, electricity, etc. So I think that will definitely see stabilization over time, but also the return compression as well, as it becomes such an important part of day-to-day life. I guess the one thing where there's been a lot of conversations about probably less investments today is around resilience. Um, so I think we will start seeing more focus on ensuring that, whether it's power generation, grid stability, etc., there'll be more companies which probably at the moment are more in that kind of core plus value add space will become, core part of the energy network, for example. I think the other kind of interesting part is obviously, here's the sectors that people look at, but when you look at the more short term, I guess you also think about, where the assets are most competed at the moment, and a lot is actually driven within our market by the fundraising market. So I would say over the
Mm.
last 12 to 24 months, there has been slowdown in fundraising. I think that's been driven very much by just the macroeconomic climate. It's been driven by higher interest rates, which do have quite an impact on infrastructure, given the way the capital structures work, the kind of the long-term nature of cash flows. That pot of money has really kind of gone into kind of very large cap investors. So it's going to be quite interesting in my mind what happens in the next 2 to 3 years, where there's a lot of
Mhm.
dry powder in a very large cap space, and there's not that many assets inherently in that space to go after. So it becomes quite a competed space.
Mhm.
But I do see that there is still a massive flow of opportunities in that lower mid market, where there's been less money raised, and therefore I think it's an exciting segment to enter, because part of your value is actually entering at a competitive terms as much as the business planning and what you do afterwards.